Come in, come in, come in. Hit the like, hit the share button. Who is up on this Friday night? Let's do a check in. Let me know what part of the world you are tuning in from. Let me know what part of the world you are coming in from, tuning in from. Hit that like button, hit the share button. I have on I am swag Dion Sanders shirt. Who is swag? Baby, and my Deion Sanders voice. Who is swag? Who is swag? Well, swag for me is securing wealth, assets, cash flow, right? Securing wealth, assets, and cash flow. That's my swag, right? Securing wealth, assets, and cash flow. So if you knew Deion Sanders in his Jackson State era, he made that popular asking who is swag. Baby, who ain't swag if I ain't swag? Who ain't swag if I ain't swag? Who is swag? Baby, well, let's get into this. Breaking news, breaking news. Um, I'm going to tell you, and I know most people are going to think that I am pro Trump. I've gone on record to tell you all that I am neither red or blue because neither are for you. The Democrats or Republicans have to do nothing. They have to promise nothing to the black and brown community to earn the black vote. So guess what? They don't get my vote for nothing. They don't get my vote for nothing. But I'm listening to Trump say this, and unfortunately, when the black and brown community, the whole purpose of the Willie Lynch letter, right, was to get people in the black and brown community to be divided, to be against each other. And guess what? It worked to a perfection because we are divided. We never come together like we should. Now, I'm not saying we never have. I'm not saying that. Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, many other Black Wall Street, where Black communities tried to come together, build Black-owned businesses, and unite. So I will not say that has never happened. We never tried to do that. When we tried to do that, white supremacy, white powers came and burned it down, tormented. And it's more than just the Black Wall Street of Oklahoma, but that's the most popular one. And so any black leader that has been advocating or that had advocate for the black and brown community to be self-sufficient, not to depend on a government or a president, but to come together and be self-sufficient has just been assassinated, right? And so, that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. But until we get into this breaking news about President-elect Trump and Kamala Harris, $1.7 trillion in handout. Listen, you cannot tell me that you don't vote for a president based off economic reasons, based off money, right? You don't tell me that. The president that promised you to cancel student loans, the president that promises to get tax-free incentives, the president that promises to bring back a thriving economy, the president that promises to control inflation when your gas and your grocery price is not high, the president that promises to increase minimum wage, increase pay. That's who you want to vote for. It's all about the money, the dollar bill, y'all. Come on, let's be honest. Speaking of the economy, let me share this news for you. And before we hit the 5-minute mark, is J.C. Penney closing doors. What does that mean for future retail? So we have J.C. Penney, a popular department store, has announced the closure of multiple stores across the country as well. And the announcement reflects the changes in the retail industry as things have gone to online shopping. But guess what? Now we say, okay, we don't need more physical commercial stores. JCPenney's are closing down. But okay, now the question is, then why is Walgreens, right? It's already have been advertised as C-19 back in different strands and variants. So why will Walgreens stores, 600 plus stores, as inflation crushes resale? Why would a pharmaceutical, store like Walgreens that offer health products and health supplies, sorry, why would that close down? 600 plus stores. And according to this article, it's all due to inflation. It's one of the latest companies struck down by the challenges of inflation. American families and companies, owners are all facing a similar fate. So you all, 13 big businesses are closing stores, also downsizing. I also told you all about the many commercial banks that are closing down as well. And so some of the big businesses is closing down besides Walgreens, besides JCPenney's. We got like Sears. There's only 12 Sears left in the United States. Um, let's see. Walmart ends major partnership. So, I told you all that cheap food won't be cheap anymore. And now we have Family Dollar. Let me show it to you. You know what? No one has come in and shown me any digital love. Nobody has come in and said, "Hey, Queen," or no one has come in. So maybe the people on the replay will do it, right? No one has come in and dropped their city and or state or country and let me know what part of the world they are tuning in from. Right? Come on, show me some digital love. So we have Family Dollar. These are downsizing. 13 big businesses closing doors and downsizing. Um, Tupperware shop. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. I don't do Tupperware like that. But it's a brand known for food storage containers. That definitely does not need to close down. Facing financial challenges in 2024, declining sales and mounting debt. Rude, no, not Rude 21. As the letter said, due to short staffing, we will be closing at 6. Sorry for the inconvenience. Like some people are just not working. I'm 99 cent only, going out of business. See, how can CVS and Walgreens, right, after C-19 and all that, how can they close down? Come on now, CVS, Walgreens. Hello, Don, one of my biggest followers and supporters and my biggest fan, tuning in from Baltimore. Thank you for tuning in and saying hello. Yes, so many gone. So many gone. And then we have TNTV. It seems like a new follower, a new subscriber. Good evening, Queen 11. Yes, that's Queen 11 with the E, double one, EVEN. Thank you all so much for coming in on this Friday night live stream and saying hello. So we have Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid. Come on now. When they're telling us that medical issues are on the horizon, are you asking yourself why CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aids are closing? Express, Macy's, right? Change your retail landscape. I told you how we are entering the fourth industrial revolution. South surroundings, the women's apparel and home goods, 3, and close all of its brick and mortar stores, while Coldwater Creek has acquired the brand and will not continue to operate online. The closure of physical locations marked the end of an era for South surroundings. Bringing in this fourth industrial revolution is taking out old traditional retail. And then we have the famous Foot Locker, not Foot Locker. No, the athletic footwear and apparel retail plans to close approximately 400 stores across North America, you all, by 2026. The decision is part of the company's lace-up strategies aiming to improve profitable and cater to younger customer. Foot Locker is facing financial challenges as well. And then we have the big lots. The discount retailer has reported decline in sales and increased losses, leading to the decision to shut down 315 locations. 315 locations. ATL, hello, cool C, cool C. ATL is in the house. Thank you for checking in. It's like 10:53 right now in the ATL. What it's gonna do? We're gonna prepare for the fourth industrial revolution. We're gonna prepare with our credit. We're going to prepare with our crypto. We are going to prepare with our cash flow as well. We're going to get food that has long stock life, long shelf life. I'm sorry. We are going to make sure that we have our water supplies. We're going to make sure that we have our silver and our copper as well. Our silver and our copper as well. Our tangible assets. And, we're not going to wait till the last minute to get ready to transition into this fourth industrial revolution. So now let me go to Trump. Right? Listen to this. I promise you. Again, I have no dog in this fight. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. Neither one of them ever promises anything for the Black and brown community, right? And they have to do nothing to promise that to deserve to get our vote. Most people just vote out of tradition. They don't expect anything. And the Black and brown community specifically needs to unite and get self-sufficient and at least put pressure on some governmental form for reparations and stop wanting the government to do everything for us and to become self-sufficient. And I know you might ask me, Queen, what has that done in the past? Every time we try to become self-sufficient, they just come down and destroyed our businesses. Our leaders were, what am I saying? What I'm trying to think? What am I trying to think on this Friday night? Come on, Queen. What's that word? But anyway, I'll just say our leaders were taken out. I can't think of the word. I got a brain freeze right now. Right? It'll come to me as I live stream. And so assassinated. That's it. Our leaders were assassinated. But guess what? We still have to become self-sufficient and stop looking for government. Stop looking for handouts. Right? Welfare came in, destroyed a lot of black families, took black fathers out of the homes as a result. Right? Crack cocaine was just a whole lot of things that was strategically done in the black communities to destroy and disrupt black families. For example, have you ever saw the videos go viral about the black woman and the black man speaking against each other? Well, they go viral because that's what social media wants to go viral. They will get millions and millions of views because they want to divide the black woman and the black man. But let's listen in. I did 13 minutes of just free flowing. And this is breaking news. Trump takes questions after marathon. Mar-a-Lago. So Mar-a-Lago proposes debate times with Harris. Trump tells a lot of truth in this. Let's listen in.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your being here. Just a statement before I talk about debates. I think that our country is right now in the most dangerous position it's ever been in from an economic standpoint, from a safety standpoint. Both gangs on the street and, frankly, gangs outside of our country in the form of other countries that are, frankly, very powerful. They're very powerful countries, and we don't know what we're doing. We have leadership that has no clue how to handle them or how to handle any other situation. We have a lot of bad things coming up. You could end up in a depression of the 1929 variety, which would be a devastating.
Okay, I'm going to pause right there. He says we can end up in a depression of 1929. 29 variety. I have been telling you all that. We're going to see the 1929 1930s depression all over again. All over again. The stuff we read about in the history books. It's on the horizon. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to prepare you. It is on the horizon. Okay, let's tune in.
They're not respected. All over the world, they're laughed at. And we can't have that. Most dangerous period of time I've ever seen for our country. With that being said, we have somebody that hasn't received one vote for president, and she's running, and that's fine with me. But we were given Joe Biden, and now we're given somebody else. And I think, frankly, I'd rather be running against the somebody else. But that was their choice. They decided to do that because Kamala's record is horrible. She's a radical left person at a level that nobody's seen. She picked a radical left man that is, he's got things done that he has positions that are just not, it's not even possible to believe that they exist. He's going for things that nobody's ever even heard of. Heavy into the transgender world, heavy into lots of different worlds having to do with safety. He doesn't want to have.
Okay, facts and truth again, heavy into the transgender world, heavy into the other world. We know Obama brought in a lot of laws for the LGBT community as well, right? So heavy into that. Another truth spoken by Trump.
Borders. He doesn't want to have walls. He doesn't want to have any form of safety for our country. He doesn't mind people coming in from prisons, and neither does she, I guess, because she's not, she couldn't care less. She's the border czar. By the way, she was the border czar 100%. And all of a sudden, for the last few weeks, she's not the border czar anymore, like nobody ever said it. And I just hope that the media becomes more diligent, more honest, frankly, because if they're not going to be honest, it's going to be much tougher to bring our country back. We have a very, very sick country right now. You saw the other day with the stock market crashing. That was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. It's going to get.
Truth again. Very, very sick country. We saw the other day with the stock market crash. That is just the beginning. Truth again. Telling you, truth again. Right? Truth again.
Get worse. It's going to get a lot worse, in my opinion. And fortunately, we've had some very good polls over the last fairly short period of time. Rasmussen came out today. We're substantially leading, and others came out today that we're leading, and in some cases substantially. I guess MSNBC came out, or CNBC came out also with a poll that was, has us leading, and leading fairly big in swing states. In some polls, I'm leading very big in swing states because they want safety. People want safety. They want security. They want respect all around the world for our country. They don't want this horrible culture that is developing, a culture of no common sense. It's really a culture of no common sense, and it's not what anyone wants. We want to have a safe country. We want to have a strong military. We want low interest rates, and we want to be able to have the American dream. We want to be able to have our youth be able to buy homes, housing, get good jobs. And we're really just at the opposite right now. It's so sad to see. But as a border czar, she's been the worst border czar in history, in the world history. I think the number is 20 million, but whether it's 15 or 20, it's numbers that nobody's ever heard before. 20 million people came over the border during the Biden-Harris administration. 20 million people, and it could be very much higher than that. Nobody really knows what the number is. Nobody knows. Nobody has a clue. And the gotaways, they call them the gotaways. The gotaways are at numbers. Somebody was quizzing me on it the other day. No, I don't think so, sir. I don't think so. They have no idea what those numbers are, but they're much higher than you would think. Just like far more people were killed in the Ukraine-Russia war than you ever report. Just like the October 7th would have never happened. Russia would have never hit Ukraine had the election result been called differently. It was a very bad call, but Russia would not have attacked Ukraine. October 7th in Israel would have never happened. You wouldn't have inflation. A lot of great things would have happened, but now you have millions and millions of dead people, and you have people dying financially because they can't buy bacon, they can't buy food, they can't buy groceries, they can't do anything.
Now, Trump is humorous if he's nothing else. But Trump said they can't buy bacon. Trump said can't buy bacon. Can't buy bacon. Can't buy food. Trump said can't buy bacon first though. All right. Let me go back to that one. Trump said you can't buy bacon. Bacon is too high. Hey, one time eggs was too high. Remember that? The price of eggs increased astronomically. Listen, Donald Trump said, bacon, bro. Bacon. Let's listen to Trump.
Russia would not have attacked Ukraine. October 7th in Israel would have never happened. You wouldn't have inflation. A lot of great things would have happened, but now you have millions and millions of dead people, and you have people dying financially because they can't buy bacon, they can't buy food, they can't buy groceries, they can't do anything. And they're living horribly in our country right now. With all of that being said, I think it's very important to have debates. And we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th. And we've agreed with ABC on September 25th. So we have those three dates, and those networks, they're very anxiously awaiting that date and those dates. So we have September 4th, September 10th, and September 25th. We have spoken to the heads of the network, and it's all been confirmed, other than some fairly minor details. Audience, some location, which city would we put it into, but all things that will be settled very easily. I think it'll be very easy.
So that's Trump. We got September, the number for septum, the number 7. The number 7 is divine transition. The number month of September of divine transition. And then we have October, the number 8, octopus, 8 tentacles. 8 is the number of the upside down infinity sign, where the old transitions into the new simultaneously. And then we have November, the 9th month, the 9th month of November. And so the number 9 is what is hidden will be revealed, as a woman carries a baby in her womb, hidden in darkness for 9 months. And so November is going to be the 9th month. And so Trump is telling you all, there's going to be war. More like we're going to have World War III. This is going to look like the 1930s Great Depression, which I've been saying you all, been telling you all. And also, now I want to bring this out. The Simpsons have already predicted or planned or revealed the plan of who's going to be the president, right? And they have a woman president wearing pearls, wearing her blue, that has the makeup of Kamala Harris. And so, with that being said, the Trumps has already revealed that their pick will be Kamala. Not the Simpsons. I'm sorry, but the Simpsons did also predict that Trump would run for president, right, in 2024, but also will run again in 2028. It did not, or it didn't reveal if he will be elected, but the Simpsons has a clip of a woman who's played by Lisa Simpson says, "We inherited quite a budget from President Trump." So I'm not sure if that means that Trump will win this year in 2024, and then a female president will get it in 2028. However, I do believe that because the Simpsons are always a part of the Illuminati and the CIA are writers of the Simpsons, they always tell you the plan ahead of time, right? It's like hidden in plain sight. So if not 2024 election, maybe 2028, that a female president would take over. However, so let's look at Kamala Harris' plan. And when people say they don't vote on presidents for financial reasons, that's untrue. Whether they want their medical expenses decreased, student loans eliminated, higher um, pay for minimum wage, inflation decrease on the economy, or they want to deal with the housing crisis. Um, it's all about the economy, right? Yeah, Don, not on the bacon. You still stuck on the bacon. Trump said the price of bacon and eggs is up. James Booth says, remember the Trump tax cuts that cost 1.9 trillion. Let me see if I can click on that link. The Trump. So, can you elaborate? Because I cannot click on that link from my end while I'm live streaming. Um, can you let me know why? Why did you bring it up? 1.9 trillion. Also, Kamala Harris reveals her plan to fix the housing crisis. Here is how it would benefit. Here's who it would benefit the most. So, sky high housing costs are the top issues for Americans. Again, people vote on presidents because of financial reasons, for economy reasons, right? And so, the upcoming presidential election, Vice President Kamala Harris has announced this new proposal to resonate to some key voters. Housing costs are record high. See, when everybody was excited about the 2% interest rates on houses, remember that? 2% interest rate. Well, this is a result. How lower interest rate, higher prices. So you just really paid your interest rate because of the higher cost of the home up front, not in the small amounts over time. That's it. That's all they did. But just had you to pay more upfront through your purchasing price. Low interest rate, but $20,000-$30,000 higher in the purchasing price. So, in my opinion, it really was not a win-win. But Kamala says, "I know what home ownership means is more than a financial transition, and it's more than a household ownership. And what it means is the symbol of pride that comes with hard work." So they say. And so Kamala Harris' plan is like putting rocket fuel on home prices. Let's listen in.
4% rather, consensus that they would be down 2%. Starts are down almost 7%. The consensus down 1.5%. Let's bring in CEO of Pulte Capital, former director of Pulte Homes, Bill Pulte. Bill, this thing where I don't even almost know where to begin, but let's talk about the current housing situation. And this, the data we saw today, the data we saw from the housing area, housing market index yesterday. What's going on here? Mortgage rates have come down a little bit, and still the housing market seems like it's in trouble.
Well, we need a strong economy, and good to see you again, my friend. We need a good economy. We need a strong economy. We need wages where people can afford these high interest rates and these mortgages. The problem right now is we don't have as strong of an economy as we should, in my opinion. And secondly, and you know this very well, there needs to be more supply of housing in this country. The way we're going to make housing in this country be more affordable is to have more supply. And one of the things that we're seeing out of the potential Harris administration is focusing on demand, incentivizing demand. We need to do more along the lines, and I'm really trying not to be partisan here, of what Trump has said, which is we need more supply. We need supply, Charles. That's how we're going to lower the price of these homes so people can get into homes.
So yesterday I had Melody Wright on. She's really brilliant when it comes to covering this. She said that we have supply, we have inventory, but that it's mispriced. And I'm just wondering, is the mechanisms, the market itself, because of what's happened to these mortgage rates and how many people have lower rates and don't want to sell? I mean, is the market itself broken And if that's the case, how do we get to an area where houses become affordable again?
Great question. Respectfully, I like her a lot, by the way. But the issue is we don't have enough inventory, because if we had enough inventory, you wouldn't have inventory with pricing problems. So that fundamentally is the issue, Charles. You know, one of the things that President Trump has put out there is to have Trump freedom cities, or freedom cities where you can go and expand some of this federal land. We need to do things that are at the local level that are going to reduce the cost of housing through increasing supply. And I'd like to see that out of what Harris proposes today, but we'll see what happens.
All right, so here.
Okay, me personally, price of homes never going down. Once they inflate them this high, they're not going back down. They're not going back down, which means renters are going to have to just name their price. It is what it is. They've inflated the housing market. It's just all about supply and demand. All they do is limit the amount that's being housing that's being built, and they say it's a supply demand issue. That's really not the issue. They just spin the narrative, right? And they may say it's a shortage of supplies, or you can't ship the supplies, whatever they have to do to stop housing from building. And, they create the problem. Then they say, here's a solution. But let's focus on creating the problem. Now, James Booth says, I bring it up. He's talking about the Trump tax cuts, because we have short memories. The Trump tax cuts benefited top earners and corporations and did not deliver economic growth. We just become a top earner. I tell people all the time, you should not be doing business just under your social security number. You are a business. Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman. I am a business man. It is no reason why people are not operating as a sole proprietor, or have a home-based business, or have an EIN, and just doing business under your social security number, getting highly taxed. It's the reason why Warren Buffett pays less taxes percentage-wise than his secretary. Absolutely tired of this lack of financial education. Tired of the excuses. Tired of people want handouts all the times instead of wanting to hand up. Stop not having a home-based business. It costs very little money a month to operate a digital home-based business where you can get taxed less. I break down Robert Kiyosaki, right? The cash flow quadrant all the time. And James, I'm not trying to get loud with you, but I'm passionate about this, because I'm tired. Like, we've been saying tax the rich for years, and it has not happened. Like, when we gonna stop beating the dead horse and just learn the game and play by the rules, instead of trying to change the rules of the game? Because that's not gonna happen. It is very simple ways to do this. The rich don't get taxed because they know the rules, not because they are rich. Republicans want you to forget the fact, and Democrats want you to stay poor. Democrats want you to continue to depend on government assistance, not to focus on business strategies and working like a pauper, and always only earning money under your social security and not understanding the tax laws, not getting the financial education. So it starts with this Robert Kiyosaki cash flow quadrant. If you're an employee, you have a job. Hard work, no security, no time. This is the side that 95% of people are on, and they obtain or have 5% of the wealth. If you're self-employed, you own a job or a small business. You just own a job in this category, and you accumulate large debts to operate your business, and you have insufficient funds and high stress. So employees have hard work, no security, no security, no time. But passive income, You own a system. I just said this on my live stream last night when I was talking about credit repair. System is saving yourself time, energy, and money. You have to get into a system of people. That's what network marketing is about, where it can reduce your tax cut tremendously. Now, if you become an investor, your tax is 0%. Your money works for you, and you're not always working for the money on this side. It's like a cross. People on the left side, self-employed employees, work more, have less. Over here, you work less and have more. You have pretty much no debts. You have plenty of money. You can have time and financial freedom. The work is easier, stability, and you have spare time. And your money is working for you versus you working for the money. This is 5% of the population, but guess what? They have 95% of the wealth. Now, let me break down the taxation plan of that. Let me break down how you are the tax component of that if you're an employee, if you are self-employed, and why, even if you're an employee or self-employed, right? Being on the B and I side, being an investor, being in network marketing, you pay less taxes. I mean, this is a simple way not to pay less taxes. The rich don't pay less taxes because they're rich. They pay less taxes because they play the game and they understand the rules. And it's not going to change. Like, how long have politicians going to tell you that they're going to tax the poor working class or the middle class less? And it's never been done, and it's not going to be done. It's not going to ever be done because the rich are going to play by the taxation rules. And whatever they have to do to stay on this side of this cash flow quadrant, to own a business, not operate or employ themselves in a business or to be an employee. This is why Robert Kiyosaki says the rich do not work for money. He means that they work to get money so their money can work for them. You have investments like real estate, passive income investments like crypto, stocks that pay dividend, residual income, royal income that's taxed less than the people working on this side as an employee or self-employed. Did you know that debt, when you use debt to invest in asset, it is tax-free? It's tax-free. But people use credit and debt on the employee side of the quadrant to take vacations, to buy brand name clothing, to buy temporary pleasures of life, versus using those credit cards to get silver, to get gold, to have a home-based business if they have to pay a monthly investment cost. Instead of using credit cards to purchase crypto, they use it to purchase things that have no intrinsic value, no valuable return. So let's stop having that conversation. The rich don't get taxed because they are going to have CPAs and people that are going to teach them, and they are going to know the tax laws, and they are going to put their money into things that are getting taxed less. Point blank, period. Right? Point blank, period. So then we have Kamala. Let me read James. Thank you for staying on too. You raised good points. Neither parties, Democrats, Republicans, will ever raise taxes in the rich and big corporations. No, you know why, James? And that's a great point. Because they are the rich. Do you think Democrats or Republicans are going to punish and tax themselves? For some reason, people that vote Democrat think Democrats are poor, and they're not poor. They may not be Trump rich, but Biden is rich. Kamala Harris is rich. Nancy Pelosi is rich. And so are the Republicans. And neither one of them are going to punish themselves at all. Neither one of them. That's just the game they're playing. So you have to learn how to play the game as well. Where's my chess piece? Right? Because this is chess over here. It's not checkers. This is chess over here. Some people are still playing bingo. They're not even playing checkers. Connect Four. They're still playing Connect Four, and the government playing poker on you. Some people have not even gotten the chess game yet. They still playing Connect Four. They haven't even gotten the checkers game yet. And the government playing poker with big chips up for grab. So let's go back to Kamala. 1.71, since you're talking about Trump's trillion-dollar tax cut. Well, Kamala won 1.7 trillion in handouts, right? Fed ban on grocery store for price gouging. And so Kamala Harris revealed a plan for 1.7 million in handouts, price gouging, and 100 days in office, government price controls. When you give out these handouts, it just cuts on the printing press, and it's going to raise inflation. She's talking about the housing subsidized, inflationary, will push a $2 trillion deficit. But listen, the housing increase, if I remember correctly, and you all can correct me if I'm wrong, it happened on the Democratic Party transfer, did it not? This housing increase and housing boom. But her economic plan measures $25,000 for first-time homeowners with their down payment. So $25,000 down payment. That just show you how high prices of houses are going. If the plan is to give $25,000 just for the down payment, and then up to $6,000 in tax breaks for lower and middle class income families that have a child in the first year of life, lower and middle. And you know what, you all, honestly, the plan is to really owe taxes and not to try to stay at a lower income status where your tax refund is your biggest lump sum that you ever received in your life. That's if your tax refund's the biggest amount of money you ever had in your life once a year when you feel tax rich, and the rest of the 9 months out the year you're living paycheck to paycheck. People, we got to think higher than that, and you got to want more than that, right? I'm closing out, but again, like I said, the Democrats or Republican has to promise nothing to get the black vote. Did you all know, for example, if they approve reparation, the descendants of slaves, the ancestors of slaves, if you are a descendant, you will become a millionaire overnight? That's even better than getting a $6,000 tax break. That's even better than getting $25,000 down payment. That's even better than Trump saying he want to make sure that illegals or immigrants don't take the black jobs, which black families are the lowest income earners, all due to the fact because they keep black people with the low paying jobs. There's very little opportunity to become high CEOs of companies and businesses because of discrimination, right? And because when we built businesses, they've been destroyed. So the second largest Medicare company plans, listen to this, you all, plan to lose 200,000 patients due to increased pricing. This is next year. The second largest Medicare company, 200,000 patients. So, instead of trying to get these little tax breaks, why not become a crypto millionaire? Why not get your credit straight and use credit to invest in assets? Right? I want you all to visit my website, milliemoves.com, see the different opportunities to become a home-based business owner. It's digital. You don't have to have any physical products. You can save, or I won't say, I don't know if save is the right word, but you can get over $10,000 tax credit per child. That's better than 6,000 all day, every day. You get to write off things that you use every day. See, your cell phone right now is just a bill, but if you have this digital home-based business, it becomes a tax write-off. My utilities in my home, light bill, square footage of my house. If I just have a job, it's not a tax write-off to me. But because I have a job and a home-based business, and I have other business beside my digital home-based business, it's a tax write-off. Things that I use every day that just would have been a bill is now a business tax deduction. But most people just want a hand out instead of getting themselves a hand up by holding themselves accountable. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. Not even a rapture. In fact, the second coming of Christ, if you read Revelation, it talks about that when Yeshua, Jesus returned, that he's coming back for war, riding on a white horse with fire and brimstone. That's why I never understand when people say, I want, it's time for Jesus to come back. Don't you understand the Bible says he's coming back to war? Not going to be a pretty thing. Read Revelation. The second coming of Christ never causes a rapture in the Bible. Rapture is not even mentioned in the Bible. Now, if you want to talk about being caught up mid-air, like Enoch was, just disappeared, that's different, but that's not even called a rapture either. Save yourself, people. Go to millermoves.com. Also, tangible assets. We've been having phone shortages, phone outages. Sell your phone outages. You don't want all your money on your cell phone. You don't want all your money digital. You want real money. It makes no sense to have 100% of cash, which is man's money, and 0% of God's money. Copper is the most shortage. The highest shortage in the world is copper metal, and then silver is the most undervalued asset in the world. Right now, you can get silver for under $40 an ounce and copper for under $4 an ounce. So you go to Miller Moves and get that. You can go get your home-based business. It helps you save less federal taxes out of your paycheck. You also get tax less out of your paycheck. 475 tax deductions. 475 tax deductions. A home-based business can operate from anywhere with a computer, right? Go to millermoves.com. Empowers you to embrace a new paradigm about life. It's affordable monthly cost. Again, it requires minimum investment. It's the home-based business I'm talking about has a financial education home-based business as well. You work with tax experts. They look at your paycheck if you have a paycheck, W-4 if you file a W-4, right? And they help you to earn or get 475 business tax deductions versus just 9 exemptions on your paycheck. And this is the very first step, the very first chess move, in my opinion, in the road to wealth of having this home-based business. I would suggest that you all, and I'm looking down at this book now, to order this book if you never heard of How to Escape the Rat Race by Sherry Peel Jackson. She talks about the power of a home-based business. She's a tax expert. I think she's a CPA, if I'm not mistaken. And she talks about why the middle class and poor working class, are highly taxed, and especially out of their paycheck. Just think about it. You're taxed on the money you make up front out of your paycheck. That doesn't even include the other deductions, your health insurance, your vision insurance, your retirement that comes out, right? Accidental insurance. all of that comes out, and you might have a Roth IRA, whatever. So you got all of that coming out of your paycheck. You don't get paid first. Your insurance is big business to get paid first. So the one thing that you can control as well that many people don't know is your federal tax deduction. You can decrease that, and you won't be owing back taxes. A home-based business give you business tax deductions, whereas an employee you just have exemptions, and you can only get like 9. So by having that adjustment in your paycheck gives people the increased cash flow so they can have money left over at the end of the month so they can invest. Most people don't invest because they have more month than money. And I want you to have more money than month. You're welcome, William. I really like this late night video. I got some alert, smart people on there. Your profile picture looks like, what's the dude name? Is it Charlie White? Is that his name? I might get it wrong. So yeah, you all, I'm signing out. It is getting late in the neighborhood. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for subscribing to the channel. Thank you all for even giving me your opinion, for commenting, and if you're watching the replay, James R. Booth, you brought us some good conversation tonight. I haven't talked on the cash flow quadrant in a long time, but people are highly taxed because they're not on the right side of the quadrant. You can be an employee and a business owner at the same time. You can be self-employed and a business owner at the same time. But Trump is telling you the truth. We're headed to war. Inflation is at an all-time high. Immigrants and illegals are taking jobs that Black and brown people had. Honestly, whether you like it or not. Now, he's not going to help Black and brown people. He's a racist, but Kamala is not going to help either. But he is talking about the Black economy, where she's not. Kamala said, I'm not going to pass laws only for Black people. No. She told you she wasn't. She told you she wasn't. And Trump is not going to do it either. He's a racist as well. But he is talking about the Black economy. He is telling you the truth. He is telling you the price of bacon is high. He is telling you inflation is high. He is telling you this economy is looking real ugly. He is telling you we're headed to war. He is telling you this is going to look like 1933 Depression. He is. And Dick Gregory said the Donald Trump that's wearing the red tie is telling you the truth. He said there's 2 Donald Trumps. One in the red tie, one in the blue tie. Right? One in the red tie, one in the blue tie. He said the one in the red tie tells you the truth. The video I showed you, he was wearing the red tie. Trump is a racist. Trump is a racist. Anytime you retweet a video or white man screaming white power because you support that, that's racist. Anytime that you don't allow Blacks to work in your hotel, that's racist. Anytime you fire a woman because you find out she's a Black of color, that's racist. Just because Black and brown community feel like he can relate to the Black community because we think that a bullet scraped his ear and he pumped up the Black fist that Jesse Owens did, like Black Power, and he comes out on 50 Cent songs in his campaigns, and he have Black women speaking for him. Listen, neither one, come on. Like, okay, let's be real on this live stream. Black and brown community still expect the white Jesus to come through the clouds. And that was done strategically to change the color of Jesus through paintings from Black to white, when the Bible clearly says Jesus was Black, a Black Hebrew Israelite at that. So a lot of people been programmed that white is right and Black is bad. And I'm not saying, please don't think I'm telling you that Black people are all against us and racist and stuff, but Trump he's not trying to pass reparations. Neither is Kamala. Like, she's never said she's Black. She's always gone by her Indian heritage. And then we got this social media picture of her with collard greens and hot sauce, and now black people are like, okay, she black. That's, and that's a stereotype and an insult within itself. Not all black people like collard greens and hot sauce or watermelon or whatever stereotype you have about blacks. However, thank you, Black 19. His skin was, they didn't say, some people say Jesus was light brown. No, he couldn't have been light brown because Revelation 1:14 and Daniel 7:9 says his feet was like burnt brass. That means a dark brown. And the hair texture like wool. Where it said it was white like wool, and then Daniel 7:9 go on and say texture like wool. But because people have seen this picture of a white Jesus that was painted by Michelangelo, I believe, blonde hair and blue eyes, they feel like that's the rapture. Jesus coming. No. Read the Bible. And he's from the tribe of Judah. You know, the tribe of Judah were black people. In fact, he was able to hide. Middle East was changed to the name Middle East. That was called Northern Africa. It was changed about 20 centuries ago. The name was changed. Just like Jesus' name was changed to Jesus from Yeshua, which is the true Hebrew name. And I'm getting to Bible stuff. So when you read the Bible for yourself, a lot of the stuff that church and tradition had taught you is not true. But it was strategically done with the agenda in mind, with the purpose in mind, so that people will believe in white power and white supremacy. And even if they do it subconsciously, subconsciously. So Trump has did some racist things. Yes, he has. I'm sorry. He had. I'm not sorry. Tribe of Judah with an H. I do. I think Deuteronomy 28 is all about our ancestors who were brought into slavery, and they were not Africans. They were from the tribe of Judah, and they were black Hebrew Israelites. And they were brought over into slavery. That's why Africans sold them, because Africans knew that they were not of them. Someone said something about credit. I'm sorry, and I skipped over it. Okay, Black Magic. Good video. I definitely need to learn more about credit. Last year I got less than 300. I'm gonna give me one more week. I'm putting my things in place. Give me another week. After next week, we finna roll with credit. I've done a dispute. It's in beta testing right now. I'm going to see if those deletions are going to fall off in about 10 days. So by the end of next week, I'll know. I've learned some new thing about credit and credit repair. I mailed it off Monday of this week. By the end of next week, I'm going to see if that works. If it works, that's all I need to know is proof. So I work with one person, and I'm waiting on their results for quicker credit results. And I'm talking about, maybe 30, 35 days or less of getting negative items removed. Caesar Borgia, is that the one that painted the picture of the white Jesus? Blonde hair, blue eyes. Thank you, Dawn. She says, I'm rolling with you. I'm rolling with you. You always been, let me look at Caesar real quick. Oh, Caesar Borgia, Jesus. Yeah, so we've been roll with this credit. Images of, okay, let's look at this Black Magic 1978. Images of Caesar Borgia, Jesus. Caesar Borgia was an Italian, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Italian illegitimate son of Pope Alexander, member of Spanish House, his first powerful major inspiration. And okay, so what did he do? Rumor that Jesus modeled after Caesar Borgia. Okay. 15th century Italian nobleman. Oh, wow. So this is him and this is Jesus. Okay. Let's go this. Everyone knew Jesus Christ, but exactly who was Caesar Borgia? Everyone knows Borgia was one of the most infamous political figures in the Renaissance Italy. He was born September 13th, 1475. No, that's why Jesus' real name. Okay. I thought it was after Jesus, right? After the Greek Jesus. And like 15th centuries, Alexander ruled. Um, the son of Cardinal Roderick Borgia and his Italian mistress and brother to the Black Widow of Rome. Mm. Similarity between him and the image of Jesus. Oh, okay. Oh. Mm. Okay, so I guess the image of Jesus that was portrayed as Jesus is after Caesar Borgia. So I will have to do my research on him even more. Illegitimate son. Okay, so we got all onto Jesus. We started with Trump and got onto Jesus and went to credit and went to taxation and went to cash flow, went to, all of this. It's just how we do on this channel, right? How we do. Hey, thank you all for tuning in on this Friday night. You all, thank you, Don, rolling with me with credit. Thank you, Don. Hey, I'm logging off, you all. It's getting late. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so I can help you get your crypto, your cash flow, your coins, and your credit score up so that we can prepare for the greatest. This is going to be the best of times, you all, and the worst of times. And Charles Dickens, good night to you as well. So I can help you prepare for the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. Queen out. Love you all. Hit that thumbs up.